its own level. Yes, yes, water as it does as a matter of fact find its own level, but I don't think you know what a level is. Level is a distance from the center of the planet. The water level on the shores of China is equal to the water level at the shores of the United States on different sides of the globe because they're equally distant from the center of the earth. Level has nothing to do with a straight line. Water always finds its level, man. I was at the hardware store and I bought a level, and it was perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. So don't tell me the earth is round, because if you poured water onto a ball, it's just gonna like fall right off. So don't be telling me that the earth is round. Shut up, Dad. How can there ever not be a full moon if the moon gives off its own light? The moon gives off its own light. Everybody knows that. It's a cool light. The earth is surrounded by an ice wall? Why? Where does the cold come from? If the earth is flat and there's a sun always in the atmosphere, why is there cold at all? The sunlight goes around here. The sun doesn't go near the edge, so there's like ice over there. And it doesn't go near the middle, that's why there's ice there. The sun goes like around here. That's how the earth goes around. The earth is flat, so the earth doesn't have a core. So the earth is not hot on the inside. What is lava? Where does lava come from? If the sun is the only thing keeping the earth warm and stopping the whole earth from becoming covered in ice, why is it hot underneath the earth where there is no sun? Lava? That's like, I ain't talking about lava. What are meteors? When things fall from the sky, where do they come from? We've seen thousands of falling stars. Meteors? That's fake. They just make that up. Fake. When they send up rockets, they like put stuff up there that falls really slowly. We never went to the moon? We were in a big rush with Russia to get to the moon first. They put the first satellite in space, but we didn't tell them, oh, you're full of shit. We said, wow, you put a satellite into space. They're the first one to hit the moon with any physical object. We didn't say you're full of shit. We said, wow, you hit the moon first. If we were in a rush with them and we faked the moon landing, why didn't Russia, our enemy, come out and say, bullshit, you didn't land on the moon? Why would Russia putting a man and a dog and a monkey into outer space not be debunked by us unless it really happened? We never went to the moon. And Russia knows we never went to the moon. I mean, because if they proved us fake, we'd prove them fake, and then we didn't know they were all fake. It's a NASA plot? The world being round is a plot of NASA? NASA's only about 60 or 70 years old, right? Why did the Roman Catholic Church, which pretty much ruled the world at the time, come out and admit that the world was round hundreds of years ago? Why would they debunk their own Bible? Why? The churches are run by NASA. NASA's like totally in control of the church. Always has been. Shut up, Ma. Why don't you have a model? If the flat earth idea is so simple and so obvious, why can't you make a working model of it? The globe model works with everything we can see. Flat earth doesn't even have a model. None of your models make sense. We have made a working model. There. Dome, flat, working model. Well, what else is there? So I guess flat earthers don't care about the ozone layer. Since we're covered in a dome, depletion of the ozone layer will not bother us because it's not actually protecting us from the sun, because the sun is inside our atmosphere, right? Ozone layer. That's just made up bullshit by the chemical companies who want to control your minds. Density and buoyancy? Why do things fall down? You say density, but why does something denser want to fall down? Dense things want to join up with other dense things? That doesn't even make any sense. A denser thing will go through where it's less dense. This is your whole theory of why doesn't the space suck out the atmosphere off the planet Earth. It's the exact same argument. A dense object would actually want to go up where it's less dense. But it doesn't. It goes down. Dome. The Earth is covered in a dome. What holds that dome to the Earth? Is it like bolted on? Are the edges of the dome frozen into the ice wall? What holds the dome to the Earth? It's grip. I mean, it's dense. See? It's dense. So dense things want to be with dense things. So it's going to be like on the Earth, really heavy, because it's dense. Come on. An unmoving Earth. Well, except for earthquakes. Why does water move? Why are there tides? Why is there wind? If the Earth didn't move, where does wind come from? Where does the tides come from? Oh, it's a great book. Great book. The the earthquake is not doesn't mean the whole earth moves. It's just like little bits of it, because and tides, tides, tides move because the earth and the sun and the moon is pushing the water somehow. Why is there ever an eclipse? Eclipse? That's when you guys like fake that the sun is like getting dark. It's fake. You faked it. If the earth is flat, why can't you see the North Star from any place in the south? The earth being round explains why you can't see the North Star from the south, because you're on the bottom of the ball. Why do stars move in a different direction in the south than they do in the north? Why, if you're on the equator, the stars move perfectly straight over your head? You can see the North Star from the south. It's right there in the middle. Everybody can see it all over the world. You're lying. I mean, stars don't move in a different direction in the south. That's the Coriolis effect, which is like the wind and perspective. Your God made the earth. Why did your God make a snow globe? Is he too weak to make a universe? He can only make a Truman Show world? Why is every flat earther also religious? Why are you working so hard to prove that book correct? If you proved a flat earth, would it prove a God? No. It would prove a flat earth. If what is written in that book is so important to you, are you going to start murdering your unruly children and go back to killing gays and having slaves? Because that's in the book too. You want to prove the book correct, right? God don't waste time, man. He's not gonna make like a fucking infinite billions and billions of miles wide fucking place. Like, why? This is everything, man. That's all he had to make us. It's for us, and we're here. We're all in there. I mean, this is. You think there's something outside of here, but there's nothing outside of here. It's all in there. Everything's in there. It's like the stars painted on the sky, on the dome, the lights. That's everything. It's all right there. There's nothing else. That's everything. That's all you need. Why is it that the higher your level of education, the less you believe in a God, and of course a flat earth? The more schooling you get, the less you believe in gods and flat earths and ghosts and aliens and Bigfoot. Because like the more time you spend in school, the more time they got to brainwash you, right? So like you've been in school like from like 3 to like fucking 30. You've been like totally fucking brainwashed, man. I mean, come on. It's like the most obvious thing in the world. Even like the more time, like Even my little brother could understand it, right? Shut up, fucking wise ass. Fucking wise ass. Let's talk about God again. Let's go absolutely nuts and say that you can prove that the earth is flat. Doesn't prove you're God. No more than window condensation in funny shapes proves the Virgin Mother. You know, that little girl who got raped by God? You know that's what happened, right? She was just a fucking girl, teenage girl, betrothed to Joseph. And she just fucking woke up pregnant one day. And months later, God came by and said, oh, I know you're surprised you're pregnant, but a couple of months ago I stopped by and I raped you. You're going to give birth to my child. You know that face of Jesus on a piece of toast? Doesn't prove God. It proves there's something fucked up about your toaster. That proves that human beings see faces. You ever see a face in a cloud? Doesn't mean there's one there. It's pattern recognition. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. His face on toast proves it's real, and the mother is real, and if the Bible says the earth is flat, and the earth is flat, then the Bible's real, and you're an asshole. How can anybody, especially anybody in Australia, prove that the flat Earth map is wrong? On the flat Earth, Australia looks like a giant penis. Australia is about 3 times wider than it is tall. How can anybody simply go to Australia, or anybody in Australia, prove in the course of a few days that this map is 100% inaccurate? Easy. Drive from the northernmost point straight in a south line, and then drive easternmost point straight across the country and see how many miles you do. Is Australia 3 times wider than it is tall? If it is, then this is right. That's Australia right there. That's exactly what it looks like. If you go there and you rent a car, the oil companies, they run everything. The oil companies own everybody who makes the car. So like if you get a car, the car is going to know if you're going east to west or if you're going north to south, and it's going to the car is going to deliberately make the mileage look like different from the way it really is. They're tricking you. It's like planes. Planes only fly half as fast as you actually think, which means the world is only half the size you actually think. It's this size. They're fooling you, man. They're fooling you. We're inside a globe. And inside this globe is a fireball that's really, really hot. Why isn't the whole world a desert? Why is there ice anywhere? If we took this and filled it with water and put a fire underneath it, eventually it's going to boil. If there's a giant sun in our atmosphere, eventually we're going to boil. Because of size, man. Like this is the Earth and the moon and the sun. The sun is like I ain't really got anything that small. Like this tip. So like the sun is like this little round thing here going around it. That's not big enough to boil the Earth. Are you crazy or something? How does satellite TV work? How does your cell phone work? GPS on a flat Earth. How can you call somebody in Europe? Do you really think your cell phone hits a tower and then has a cable all the way to whatever country you're calling to another tower? Do you know how many phone lines we'd have to run under the sea to do that? No, it's sent there by satellite. I didn't say there was no wireless. On a flat Earth, it's very easy for a cell phone signal to go like really, really far because it's flat. There's like nothing in the way. Satellites and GPS. GPS is fake because it's like the government did it. So, like NASA started that whole GPS stuff. So, you know that's fake. If the Earth is flat, why can't I see the sun all the time? Light doesn't travel like forever, man. Like the sun is. I told you that the sun is like. The sun is like that. That's how small the sun is. You can't see that from everywhere. You can only see that like near it. You guys think like light goes like forever. It doesn't go forever. It's like this really small sun. If you guys can raise $20,000 to buy a device that proves that the Earth rotates at 15 degrees an hour, which you have done, I know that's embarrassing. Why can't you raise $20,000 and send some moron with a camera down to the bottom tip of Australia or South America or Africa, and then charter a plane to fly 1,000 miles south? Even if you don't make it all the way to your ice wall, because NASA will stop you. The government will stop you everywhere in the world. Even if you don't make it all the way there, surely enough you can make it close enough to use your P900 to zoom in and see the ice wall, or, better yet, see where the dome hits the ice wall and where the world comes to an end. Oh, okay. First of all, that it was bullshit, man. I mean, he didn't do the test right. It measured a 15-degree rotation of the stars, the lights in the sky. They were moving. It was a laser gyroscope, and laser is light, and it was measuring how the stars move through the firmament, from the sky, and we don't have to. The government won't let us go south. You can't go south. I mean, like, if you get as far as like fucking Brazil, they'll be watching you, wondering like, why are you going so fucking far south? They know. If the bottom of the boats disappeared the distance going over water because of my perspective, because of my round eyes, then why, if I stand on my head, don't the tops of the boats disappear? Why doesn't something in the sky, like a blimp, as it travels into the distance, why doesn't the bottom of the blimp disappear? If you stand on your head, why does the bottom disappear? Because your eyes are round, and I don't know if you know this, because you probably never Google it, because you guys don't do no research on like real science. But when you see things, you actually see things upside down, and it's your brain that flips them over. So if you're upside down, you're actually seeing it right side up. So yeah, the bottom is going to still disappear, man. I mean, that's like how more obvious can you get, right? Like, blimps. It's it's like the water, like a perspective and the refraction and the atmosphere and the water, and that's why blimps don't do that. Given the fact that some of these flat earthers have made hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube, why hasn't one real scientist or one real college professor come out and joined your movement? Instead of struggling his ass off trying to make a decent salary to support him and his family, why hasn't he come onto YouTube and become a millionaire? Because he's ethical and you're full of shit? Dad, I'm trying to make a serious video. Stop. Who makes all that money? Who makes all that money? No way. No, we're just like we don't make a lot of money. I mean, no. I wish. What do you think I do this shit for? It's fucking money, man. Fucking wish. Come on. Be honest. The flat earth isn't the only thing you believe in, do you? You believe in a shitload of conspiracies because that's how your brain works. You believe in 9/11. You believe the mafia killed Kennedy. You believe in Bigfoot. You believe in young earth. You believe in ghosts. You believe in psychics. You believe there were no dinosaurs. You believe fucking everything, don't you? What? So you're saying they're fake? You don't know, man. You don't. Fucking mafia and Bigfoot. Google it, man. Fucking, it's real. Who does it benefit to hide the flat earth? You can't say NASA. You can't say any government. You can't say any group of people. Because we've been hiding the flat earth for 2,600 years. Who's still here from 2,600 years ago that benefits the flat earth? Are the Egyptians secretly running the world? Are the Greeks secretly running the world? 2,600 years we've known the earth was round. Who does it benefit? NASA's been around longer than you think, man. NASA's not just like a space agency. NASA's they used to be called like Illuminati and the Cabal, and like it's the same people, man. They've been like doing this for forever. Speaking of other conspiracies that you believe, I bet you believe cars can actually run on water. That cars can actually get 1,000 miles to the gallon, but the man is keeping that down. I believe that you believe that fluoride is a mind-controlled drug that they add to the water to control your brain. But luckily, it doesn't work on you. The government is using satellites and cell phones and all this technology to control people's thoughts and brains, but it doesn't work on you. Yeah, that's right, man. See, because I'm smart, man. You can't get nothing in here, man. You can't brainwash me. Nothing gets in here. All my life since I was a child, nothing ever got in here. Yeah, to those companies, they can give you 1,000 miles a gallon. Everybody knows that. Google it, man. I mean, it's obvious. And yeah, cars can run on water, but the guy who invented that, they killed him. They killed him because they don't want cars running on water, because then the gas companies wouldn't make any money, right? So don't. Yeah, you're brainwashed, man, because you don't got a head like this. A head that nothing gets inside. Nothing ever got inside this fucking head, man. Is it obvious? Why do you ignore all the evidence? I'm not talking about pictures from space. I'm not talking about super smart scientists with all their technology and computers. Why do you ignore the evidence from 2,600 years ago with Greeks with nothing but bits of string and sticks and the shadow of the sun and looking into wells. They proved the earth was round with no technology whatsoever, just some simple math. Why do we ignore that evidence? Nothing ever got inside this fucking head, man. Why would I give a shit what somebody 2,600 years ago said, man? Use like string and wells, and they're not even fucking scientific, man. Math isn't fucking real. That's just like some shit they made up. Yeah, they made up math just to fucking hide the flat Earth, and yeah, as soon as they wrote the Bible, they came out with this fucking round Earth shit. Those fucking Greeks, they fucking believe in like fucking long gods and shit. They fucking listen to them. Enough with your fake picture bullshit. The first digital camera was not invented until 1975 and didn't come out for sale until 1986. The first digital camera didn't go into space until 1991. Computers in the 60s and 70s were all words and numbers and formulas. Remember Apple? Apple brought out the first graphical user interface computer. They stole it off of Xerox. That's another story. But Xerox only had it for a couple of years. And that was very simple graphical user interfaces. Computers could not edit photographs in the 60s or the 70s and barely touched on it in the 80s. So stop with your fucking bullshit about how in 1970 and 1971 they were faking digital photographs. Nobody fucking could. Remember digital cameras from 20 years ago? They sucked. People didn't switch over to using digital cameras as their main cameras until the 2000s. And even up until just a few years ago, people stayed with film cameras because digital cameras were not good enough. So stop telling me these beautiful pictures of the earth are fake. That they're digital recreations. That they're computer generated. There were no fucking digital cameras or computers back in those days. Every photograph taken in outer space in the last century was a photograph. They could like get really good painters to like fake the pictures, and NASA admitted it. NASA said they're like composites, man. They're like composite and edited pictures, man. So it doesn't matter if they invented digital cameras in 1975, because like the government had it a lot earlier, man. Just like GPS, government had GPS a long time before we got GPS. It's fake, but I mean, we got the fake GPS a long time after the government invented the fake GPS. So you can be sure that the government, like, you tell me NASA couldn't make a fucking digital camera? I mean, come on, they sent a man to the, I mean, they pretended they sent a man to the moon. They could have made a digital camera. For some reason, I lost my train of thought. I wish this thing still had a battery. Ran out of power. All right. You know what? The fuck? Who's back there? No, seriously, no, all right. You win. I'm joining the club. But there's a fucking Bigfoot, man. Fucking Bigfoot.